Let's talk about Canva's biggest release so far, Canva AI 2.0. So we'll see first, how do we access Canva AI? So there are two ways to do it. The first one is through your homepage. You'll see a button in here, Canva AI. Once you click on it, it'll open the chat where you put in your prompt and create your designs. The second way to do it is through your design. So let's say that I choose a template in this case. And once design opens, you'll see the same icon on the left sidebar. When you click on it, it'll create the same chatbot. Now here, it will only talk to you about this specific design that you've opened. Say Canva AI 2.0 was released in two layers. The first one was architecture layer and the second one was intelligent workflows. So in this video, we will only see the ones that I think is important and will be most used by all of us. So the first one is conversational design. Here, this means that you're going to talk to Canva AI and ask it to create your designs by giving it a clear prompt. So here, once it creates those designs, you can ask it to make any changes and it will do it real time. It can be small changes or big changes. At the same time, if you feel like, no, I want to jump in and I want to make those changes myself, you can do that as well. So let's see an example.
Here first we'll select the kind of design we want to create. It's a social media post for Instagram, and then we'll put in our prompt. So here I've asked it to create an Instagram post, a standalone post for Nike's new shoe launch. Every time you ask for one graphic, it will always give you a few options to choose from. So select the one that you like. I'll select the first one and remove the others so that we can continue with this example in the next one.
So next that we have is Agentic Orchestration. Here, you can ask Canva AI to do a task that requires multiple steps and multiple project creation. For example, you can ask it to create an entire campaign launch. Let me show you an example.
So here we're going to use the same example which we used before, and we're going to continue with it. So we liked a post. I'm going to ask Canva AI to create new post for me, but for Facebook, YouTube, and an email template. It'll go ahead and create those multiple files, but in the same project. So this is basically how it does multiple tasks and creates an entire campaign for you, which is why it's known as Agentic Orchestration.
Next is layered intelligence. So this is basically one of the most powerful features for me in this release, that everything Canva creates, whether it's a single post or multiple files like we saw in Agentic Orchestration, will all be editable, whether it's text or images or colors of different elements. Basically, it creates the design as if you're the one who created it from scratch. So everything is editable. You can also go from telling AI to make some small changes or doing it yourself and then going back to giving instructions as well. So it's very seamless. You can basically switch between these two whenever you feel like. So it's super flexible. Let's see an example.
So continuing with the same example, we created Nike's launch. All the files that I created for the launch was editable. I could go and change it to my liking, change the colors. Even if you want, you can change the background images as well, which is great.
So the last one for the architecture layer is memory library. Here, to summarize, basically Canva learns everything that you've been doing and creates a persona of you. The colors you like, the aesthetics you like, the kind of designs you create, and it will create an About Me document that details all of this. And it will keep editing it and enhancing it as and when it learns you better. So this is how you're going to activate this feature. In your account settings, you will go to AI personalization option, and then you will have to make sure that this toggle is on. Once this is on, it's going to take some time to learn you. So like I said, the more you design, the better it gets. So the next layer is intelligent workflows. So first one here is connectors. Connectors basically means that Canva now connects to many of your tools, Gmail, Zoom, Notion. What it does, it will bring in all the information from these different tools that you've enabled and perform tasks for you, create assets for you. It can scan Slack from the last whole week and create email newsletters, or it can read through all of your meeting transcripts and create sales pitch deck, for example. Let's see how to enable this.
To check the apps that you can connect to, click on the plus icon and connected apps. You'll see many tools and you can select the one that you like and then follow the instructions. Once you've done that, then you can go on the plus icon and select the tool and then import documents from there and ask Canva to perform tasks for you according to those documents. You can summarize, you can ask questions or design anything.
So next we have is web research. You can basically ask Canva to do a research for you before creating a document. This means that you don't need to leave the editor to go on Google and find some information. You can directly do it in the Canva editor. I will show you an example.
So in this example, I've asked you to create a workbook for a diabetic-friendly diet for beginners. And here I'll go ahead and choose web as my source so that it does some research while building it. Then it's going to give me some options in terms of format. Once it's done that, it'll go ahead and create a final document that can be edited.
So next we have is scheduling. Here I can ask Canva to create an asset for me even when I'm offline. For example, I can tell it to scan through my Slack for product discussions or maybe for company announcements and create a newsletter. Now, I can set this basically for a particular day or for every Friday for next few weeks. So it will run in the background without me having to be online. Well, that's about it. I hope that was useful. See you in my next video.